Well, good morning. Welcome to Agape, your home of love, where we teach that love is the awareness and acceptance of our wholeness. One of my affirmations that I do every day is, I'm a master teacher of how to better self-love through conscious living. That's my affirmation because I believe that everything begins and ends with self-love. If you don't love yourself, how are you going to love another? If you don't love yourself, how are you going to fall in love with life? Love, it's not a vain thing. It's an acceptance thing of seeing your reality. And we're going to talk more about that today in my talk. But before we do, let's just take a couple minutes today and get ourselves centered. So if you would, sit comfortably, back straight, eyes closed, hands gently resting on your lap. Bring your awareness to your breath. Take a conscious deep breath in. And now breathe out. Take another deep breath in. Now breathe out. And one last time, deep breath in and breathe out. Now, I want you to notice the thoughts. Just notice them. They're coming in and let them go. Don't think about them. Don't analyze them. Let them come in and go. Like a river moving past you. That's the thoughts. The river's moving past. You're not going to put up a boulder. You're not going to put up a dam so you can hold the river. No, you're going to let them go past you. And as you're observing the river with no attachment, watching the thoughts go by, realize that you're perfect. You have no needs. You have no desires. You are simply the awareness of the divine observing life. And in that role, you feel empowered. You feel free. You have let go of the illusion of attachment, the illusion that you're missing something. Now anchor that feeling of freedom deep within you. Take a breath into it and breathe out anything like it. Just breathe it out. One more time. Take a deep breath in, anchor that feeling of awareness, and now breathe out. And now, with this fully implanted, I invite you to gently begin moving your fingers and hand, your toes, whatever. When you're ready, open your eyes. Put a smile on your face and welcome back to now. I was in a library the other day and I went to the self-help section and it was amazing how many books were there. And that spurred this idea. The idea of today's talk is you don't need to be fixed. You just need to wake up. You see, you're not broken. You're asleep. Awakening is not about effort. It's simply about seeing clearly. From the moment we're born, we've been domesticated into thinking we have to be a certain way, that something's wrong with us if we're just being by ourselves. You know, I can remember my granddaughter, Claire. She would be, as a newborn baby, about 3 months old. I'd gone up to Denver. I was staying with my sons, and I was taking care of her. They went out for something, and I was taking care of her. One minute she's cooing and googling and gaggling and laughing. The next minute she's crying. The next minute's this. You know what? I didn't try to fix her. I just tried to nurture and love her the way she was, because that's how she is. There's no such thing as a baby that's quiet all the time, a baby that giggles all the time, a baby that cries all the time. No, there are ups and downs in life. The key thing is, can you be aware of that? You see, the self-help world, therapy models, psychology models, and even some pure spiritual paths reinforce the idea that in some way you're broken. You're not broken. You're just not meeting the expectations of others in your life, or you're not meeting society's expectations. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you don't fit into society. I'm not saying that there are not rules. But all great advancements happen when someone goes outside of the rules, don't they? The rules keep you locked into where you are. not where I want to be. We have a trap. We live in a trap, and the trap is of fixing. We're going to fix things, right? There's first, the trap is you're broken. The second, self-help keeps us in the identity that we're not enough. You're not enough. You need to fix yourself. You're not good enough for me. You're not good enough to stay in a relationship. You got to fix yourself. Well, maybe acceptance would solve the problem, or maybe it's the wrong relationship. That where the two people have different ideas of what it should be. It's all just that way. This is true in work environments too. Same thing. Fixing, this idea of fixing reinforces the belief that something is wrong with you. And true transformation, contrary to what psychology teaches, isn't about repair. It's simply about recognition. Can you recognize the reality that is around you? Can you recognize the trap you're falling into of seeing brokenness instead of seeing wholeness? I'm not saying that those negative things don't exist. What I'm saying is they are not who you are. You're something so much greater than the illusion that your body, your mind, and your emotions are creating. You're not the illusion of someone who identifies a needs to be healed. When you have this identity of someone who needs to be healed, is as much a prison as pain itself. Because your mental construct forms a box around you and doesn't allow anything else in. I know this last week, it started last Sunday, I developed a little dehydration issue which turned into a UTI. And I can remember the first night where I was up every half hour. It was absolutely miserable, couldn't sleep, miserable. That was on Saturday. Went to service on Sunday, did a service, in-person service, did a great one because I was able to tune in. And then I came home and I went downstairs, I got in my chair because I was wiped. And I basically said, I'm not this pain. I'm not this disease. So when I go to sleep tonight, I know I'm going to wake up because I've not started any meds yet. I knew what I had. I did my research. And I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up when I need to get up, and I'm going to go to sleep when I go to sleep, and I'm going to fall asleep right away. Sure enough, I was up 14 or 15, 16 times. But the second I got back in my chair, I was back to sleep. I woke up, I didn't feel bad. And then I called my doctor, got what I needed, took the steps necessary, and I stopped identifying myself as a sick person. I was Lee Wolak having the experience of a UTI, but the Lee Wolak was not affected. The body was feeling it, the mind was feeling it, but Lee Wolak, the beingness, the soulness, did not affect it. You see, wakefulness over work. Waking up, it's not about fixing anything. It's about seeing. It's about seeing, just as I described, that you're the observer. You're not the story. And so often we've tapped in and we believe we're the story and we struggle with that story. Let me tell you, as the observer, you can rewrite the story. I don't care how bad it was. You could literally rewrite it if you chose to. It's about realizing that your pain is real, but it's not you. So let me make a statement here. Pain is the result of a physical trauma, illness, right? Emotional pain, that's suffering. That's chosen. I'm going to say it as clear as I can. If you're suffering, you've chosen to focus on something in a way that is causing your emotions to be just as negative as can be. And negative emotions, as we talked about last week, are a clear sign you're on a different path and maybe you need to focus differently. You see, our thoughts are loud. Our emotions are loud. But they're not the truth. Your feelings are powerful. Here's something else. Your feelings are not permanent. Think about the time Gene and I have been talking about our first date. And I think about our first date, and I remember how excited I was. I remember how we went to a coffee house, listened to music, came home to her house, met her parents, talked with them, then went outside, had our first kiss. I remember how excited it was. And then how quickly that faded. And I think about every great thing that ever happened to me was not permanent. But on the other end of the coin, everything bad that ever happened to me, it wasn't permanent either. So life is always about transition. When we awaken and know that we are the master of our awareness, it's then and only then that real change flows. Not because we're fixing ourselves, because we're no longer stuck and feeding the illusion. That's really the key thing to understand. When you become a master of your awareness, you realize that you change its focus and the illusion changes that you're living. It's like you put a different slide in front of a light. It's going to shine a completely different image. You are always at choice what slide is in front of the light, what film you placed in the camera to play. I know that's older now, we don't have that, but that's okay. You see, we don't have to go back and rewrite our past to live powerfully now. We could, we don't have to. We don't have to understand everything that hurt us in order to stop hurting. The present moment is not asking for your history. It's not asking for your attention. The present moment will give you whatever you focus on now. The present moment, guess what? It's your superpower. You don't need to create a new past, fix your past to create a new now. The present moment is your point of power. And here are questions you can ask. In the present moment, how will I breathe? Will I breathe long, slow, deep breaths? Or will I breathe hurried, anxious breaths, like that? Panicking breaths. Who am I choosing to be right now? In other words, how am I choosing to focus? What's my intention right now? What type of person am I being? Am I balanced or am I one-sided? Am I emotional? Am I steady? Who am I choosing to be? And then the last question would be, what do I want to feel free? That's the big one for me. Most of the time when I want to be right in a relationship with someone, I don't feel free. If I choose not to be right, I'm free. I'm not attached to that person living the way I want them to. And so I basically give everyone in my life the freedom to be them. Am I perfect at it? Not perfect. Getting much better every day. Our emotions, as we talked about last week, are messengers. They are signals, not problems to solve. That's a real key designation. Emotions are signals, not problems to solve. You see, sadness is a teacher. Fear is a child needing care. Anger is a boundary alert. You see, when we meet our emotions with awareness and not judgment, man, now we're in power. But when we just anger, man, that means someone's crossed the boundary with us. Fear, we're a little child. Our ego is just running amok like a little kid. Sadness, joy, anxiety, whatever. They're teaching us that we're not in the now, that we're not seeing the balance that is life. So how do we deal with our emotions? Sometimes, what do? We avoid them. We judge them. We try to fix them. We use them to define ourselves. All of those will lead you down a path of absolute misery. Because if you avoid them, it means you're repressing. If you judge them, you're judging yourself. You can't fix an emotion. You can feel it and you can let it go. And you never say, I am angry. Never. I am having the experience of anger. Like I'm joyful. No, I'm having the experience of joy. That divine in you is untouched by emotions. And your language really sends a clear message as to how you look at the world. So how could we deal with our emotions if not in these ways? Well, we could sit with our sadness like it's a teacher. I'm sad. What is the cause of my sadness? What is the expectation that I have that's not being met? Is it a realistic expectation? We could breathe. Just breathe into your fear like it's a child needing attention. You've got this emotion of sadness. Just breathe in and breathe. Do that 3, 4, 5 times and watch your fear or whatever emotion just gently ease away. You can listen. Listen to your anger like it's pointing to a value that you have that's being violated. The more we meet emotion with presence, the less we get hijacked by it, the less we are owned by it. You see, if we don't meet it in the now and accept, just let it come through us, release it, let it go, then it owns us. We repress it. We do all those things we talked about before. We're living from reaction. You see, most of our lives are lived from reaction. We have habits. And reaction is, boy, that's going to get you every time. We react to what people say. Someone says, oh, that hurt my feelings. No one can hurt your feelings. Only you can hurt your feelings by how you interpret what someone says. Because the person's not doing it to you. They're doing it for themselves. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've quoted, don't take anything personally from Don Miguel Ruiz in the 4 Agreements. I mean, it's one of the most brilliant lines in there. Don't take anything personally. No one's ever doing it to you. They're doing it for themselves. You just happen to be the person there that they're doing it to. And guess what? You have the ability to choose not to be there. Simple as that. We react to our bank accounts. There's not enough money. Oh, damn, and you get that knot in your stomach. I don't have enough to pay the bills or whatever. Oh, I was planning that vacation. I can't go now because the car broke down. We react. We react to our moods. I'm not feeling good. I'm sad. I don't want to go out with so-and-so today. Our mood's controlling us. We react to our past. This is big. Most people have not done the healing work on their past. And so the past controls them, and they keep reliving the same day over and over and over again. We keep living the same relationships over and over and over again. You're not your past. That's the key thing to understand. You see, reaction is unconscious. It's robotic. It's asleep. And that's where 99.9% of people live a majority of the time. But living as a creator, that's a different story altogether. Creation is conscious. Creation is intentional. Creation is awake. You see, you're not here to react to the world. You're here to create your experience of it in every moment. That's the big thing to remember. We put ourselves in the role of a victim instead of the creator. So what is the awakening shift? Here's the shift. This is this is pure Buddhism. You're not your thoughts. You're not your past. You're not your emotions. You are the one who is aware. You are the one that has this awareness. And when you realize that, you understand that your awareness is your superpower. Because when you're aware, you can deal with anything. So I thought I'd give you some affirmations today that you can use during the week to help. You might want to write these down. You can always come back to this point in the talk and replay it. But if you want to, I'd write these down. Number 1, I am not broken. 2, I am whole. 3, I am not asleep. 4, I am awakening. And 5, From this present moment forward, I create from presence, not from past. I would learn these and do them in order. Let's do it together. I am not broken. I am whole. I am not asleep. I am awakening. From this moment forward, I create from presence and not the past. Notice how you feel. Notice the empowerment that's surging through you. You see, you are the awareness in which everything appears and in which everything dissolves. And just for this moment, can you be still, be here, and be awake? There's the progression of life. In this moment, can you be still? Can you be here? Can you be awake? I want to thank you for joining me today. I gave you a lot to think about today. Test it for yourself. Try it out for yourself. Give yourself 7 days to really work at this and see if this makes a difference in your state. And I promise you, if you do it, it will. I would also say that, hey, go to agapespiritualcenter.com. Go to the calendar. Got a lot of events coming up. If you're local, we have a potluck coming up in August. And in September, I have 2 classes started, Spiritual Healing, and I have The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Sign up and take a class. Also, for the ladies out there, October 4th, I believe it is, there's the Agape Women's Retreat. It'll be at our home. These are wonderful events, and this will plug you in deeper, and you'll get a lot more out of it. While you're at the website, go to the Giving tab. If you receive something here, go to the Giving tab and become a regular contributor. Just like on NPR, except we're not NPR, we're Agape. But sign up and give $10 a week, $20 a week. You can do it reoccurring. Your gift allows us to keep bringing this message to you. And that's our joy. We don't have a big fancy building. We don't have a building. We rent a space. We're not seeking to build a monument to anything. We're seeking to bring a message of self-love through conscious living. Did you notice today's message? It was about conscious living, living aware. What is that? It's self-love. See how we backed into that? Anyway, today's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be aware. Be still and know that the divine is in you. Just as I see it in me, I see it in you.